I'm not giving you ID.
Can I get your name and date of birth?
Nope. Have I committed a crime? Do you have probable cause?
No, sir.
Am I being detained?
What's your sign, sir?
We just need your name, date of birth, and we'll check you, make sure you're not a wanted person, and be done and over with.
I'm so sorry.
That's
Where
okay.
was he at? Where he was trespassing? I'm so sorry.
Welcome back to ID Refusal Rights, where the Constitution meets confrontation. In this episode, we take you to New Braunfels, Texas, and then to the city of Billings, Montana. Two different places, same issue: police pushing limits on your rights. These officers went too far when they demanded ID from citizens standing up for their First Amendment rights. From Jason Jensen's bold stand in Texas to Ron Phillips's tense face-off in Montana, these creators are spreading awareness about your civil liberties. But the real question is, will they show ID or stand their ground? Make sure to support the original channels, links are in the description, and tell them ID Refusal Rights sent you. If you believe in standing up for your freedoms, this is the place. You're about to witness real tension, real courage, and you'll definitely have something to say about it.
Huh?
Something with the New Braunfels Police Department.
Why are you here?
Just had a concern from the business. Wondering why you were out there, sir.
Oh yeah? They can't read?
I didn't see it.
No, they can't read? I'm pretty sure they called you because they don't like the freedom of speech.
You have a driver's license or ID with you, sir?
I'm not giving you ID.
Can I get your name and date of birth?
Nope. Have I committed a crime? Do you have probable cause?
No, sir.
Am I being detained?
What's your sign, sir? Can I just ask you?
Huh?
Do you mind just asking what your sign says?
Says they screwed?
Okay, is that really what it says? Or does it say, I quote, fuck me?
No, that's an F with a star and a
Right.
CK.
Okay.
So
sir,
I could actually publish
Here,
that on
listen,
TV.
we'll talk to you. Okay, listen. You get the call, okay, with the sign. I get that you're upset, you're frustrated with that. Alright, if you want, your camera's directly on me, that's fine. But I do like talking eye to eye, if you're good with that, okay? So have you tried to talk to them and settle the whole issue?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I made
So
it
this
all
is-
the way to the CEO.
Okay, so this is the thing, alright? We get a call, we get a complaint. You're holding a sign that does have vulgar language.
No, it doesn't.
Listen, let me talk, okay?
Doesn't. I've held this sign in 2 states and 3 counties.
Listen.
So now
we
you...
know what it means, right? We know what it means.
That does not matter. Vulgarity is a legal term.
Listen, I'm not here talking
It's a representation of vulgarity, kind of like, you know, on TV when they go beep. No. Is this a consensual conversation?
If we get further calls, okay, because now that we know what your sign says, and it causes a disturbance, that actually is illegal.
No,
so
it's not.
We're being nice word. I don't care whether you disagree or not.
You
can have your day
can't.
in
You
court and
can't.
disagree, okay?
You can't
But I'm
convert.
saying when
You
tell
can't
somebody
convert
that
my
you've been-
freedom of
you've been,
speech.
Okay, effed. Okay,
Yeah.
and it offends people, especially like if there's families, and these are all examples.
If there's kids in the car, I close the sign.
But you can't see.
Yeah, I
okay?
can.
We know you can't see.
I
Okay?
can.
Right. How many people were in that car that just passed you?
I wasn't paying attention. You were
Correct.
distracting
Exactly.
me.
And when we pulled up to you, you focused on us, and you weren't focused on the other cars. You're not focused on these cars passing you. You're not focused on these cars next to you.
That's because you're distracting me.
Right. When we pulled up to you. Okay?
No. There was a car right there with 2 people in it,
He's just asking you
and I was
nicely.
pointing to the fact that you guys are here, and they called you specifically to violate my right of freedom of speech. Yes, they
It's
did.
freedom of speech until you offend somebody. But
No.
Yes.
No, sir.
Yes.
No, sir.
Okay?
I did not.
So watch
There's
the
no
language.
vulgarity. Nope.
Watch the language, okay?
Well, you can go fuck yourself.
Okay.
Okay. Well, there you go. See, that's the freedom of
So
speech.
we're going to talk to them if you step on the property.
I have not touched their property line.
If you step on the property, we'll talk to them. And if they want you to go to jail, you'll go to jail.
Well, you'd have to trespass me first and then give me notification.
Right. That's what I'm
Which
telling
is
you.
going to be harassment since I never touched their property
Go
line.
talk to them.
Well,
That's what
go
I'm
ahead. You go talk to him, big guy.
saying. All right, no problem.
And what's your badge number?
283.
280. What's your badge number? Yeah.
So either way,
So, are you under oath here today? Did you? No.
As long as
You didn't take an oath.
not in court, okay?
No. That when you take an
Any other
oath,
questions? No.
you can go fuck yourself.
No problem.
You're an asshole.
Okay. You have a good day, sir.
Yeah. Goodbye,
Do you
asshole.
need sunscreen or anything?
Nope.
Do you need any water? I do have water in the car.
Yeah, I'll take a water if you really want to give me one.
What's that?
I'll take a water if you really want to give me one.
Okay. You sure you don't want sunscreen, man?
I'm positive.
Okay.
Look, still holding my sign. You come back and arrest me. We'll see if your qualified immunity holds up.
Okay, no problem.
Yep.
You gotta learn that definition first, though, right?
No, I know what qualified immunity. This right here is clearly established rights. Clearly established.
Jason makes a powerful legal challenge. He warns the officer that if an arrest happens, he'll challenge qualified immunity, a legal doctrine that protects police unless they violate clearly established rights. Referencing Harlow versus Fitzgerald, 1982, Jason asserts this is a constitutional showdown and he's ready to take it to court. Jason stood his ground in Texas. But what happens when you're not holding a sign, just knocking on doors for democracy? In Montana, Ron faces a different kind of pressure, and this time it's not just about free speech, it's about trespassing and ID threats.
So, I'm out political canvassing, right? Okay. I'm over here looking for my next house, okay. And these two dudes come up with their dog and tell me, "What's in your backpack?" Okay. And I said, "What do you mean, what's in my backpack?" Okay. Well, I thought I was getting robbed, dude.
I understand. I'm just saying.
And then
not robbing you. How you doing?
Not bad.
You're right.
Are you his boss? Yes. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the only concern is, man, look, some people just called in, right? They said that you were going up door to door, like checking door handles and stuff, okay?
Well, I'm not checking. I am going door to door.
We are.
Absolutely. You guys know the law for politically canvassing the area. That's absolutely something you're allowed to do, okay? Some of those people just called in, right, because they're concerned, because they thought you were like jingling door handles, and they're worried and they're concerned because there's been some break-ins in the area recently.
They need to not come up and demand I open anything. Come up with two dogs threatening me. Like, that is not okay, dude.
That's not okay. That's definitely not okay. And I think I can understand both sides of what's happening here.
I can understand them too, but when I told them I'm politically canvassing,
they're not you guys. You know what I mean? They're not the cops.
So here's the deal, okay? So you got to remember, right? You're not in any kind of attire showing that you're politically canvassing, or you're in a video game T-shirt, some headphones, some sunglasses, and a backpack and ball shorts, right? So
that's not illegal.
No, it's not. I'm just explaining to you, right? People might perceive what you're doing, right, is illegal, like hawk prowling, right? That is a law and it is a violation. You can't go on people's properties. Anytime you pass a public sidewalk and it's somebody's private property, that is trespassing, right? That's people's concern right now.
If I were to remain,
our job is to figure out what's going on, right? All we need to know is your name, what you're putting. If you have anything to say, hey, I'm politically canvassing, cool. That way we can go back to them and tell them the gentleman's just politically canvassing. He showed us. We have sufficient, information to say, you know what, that's all he's doing. But in the interest of justice and for public, right, that's their request, and that's why we're doing our due diligence.
Well, okay. I mean, respectfully, I know my rights. I will read. Okay. They can request all they want, but to alleviate their concern, my name is Ron, and I work for. Okay. Am I being detained?
Right now, yes, for trespassing, because you were on people's properties. So if you want to go down that road, we just need your name, date of birth, and we'll check you, make sure you're not a wanted person, and be done and over with.
I'm so sorry.
That's
Where was he at? Where he was trespassing? I'm so sorry.
He was at people's doors that he was knocking. That's when you cross somebody's threshold to their property line, right? That is trespassing. When you're not on a public
Enter
sidewalk.
or remain unlawfully. I never entered
Yes.
or remained unlawfully.
Hold on, Ron. Calm down.
Yeah.
Sir, I'm just trying to understand.
Sure.
We're going and knocking on people's doors.
No, I understand that. Yeah.
So, I'm sorry. So we're not allowed to knock.
First Amendment right.
Ron, calm down.
I'm sorry.
We're not allowed to walk out to someone's door and knock on your door.
Correct,
sir?
because it's the private property. So
Okay, I
if
didn't
you
know
if so anything, so like right now we're on a public sidewalk. Where he's standing is technically private property. Somebody maintains that lawn, somebody cares for that lawn. This building probably, chances are, is who owns that, right? However, most people aren't going to call in and say, hey, you're trespassing, right? But because of the nature and how everything went down, right, and their confrontation, their disturbance, whatever it is that they got into, I wasn't there, right? You know I wasn't there. It was you and them, right?
Well, how are you going to convince a jury?
Right? So the allegation right now, right, is that, right? Very simple. All we do is verify who you are, ensure that all you're doing is canvassing.
I have a Fourth Amendment protection.
Right? Okay, if you'd like to go down that road, we can go down and we'll take you to jail for trespassing, if that's the road you want to go down. I'm trying to prevent that, alleviate all that, by just verifying who you are. Very simple.
I committed
right?
no crime.
When you're trespassing, that is a crime.
No, if anybody ever told me to leave their property, I left, and that wasn't today.
Okay, it doesn't matter. You still can't just trespass on people's properties. It's private property. If you don't own it, it's owned by somebody else, right? Like the grass you're standing on. If somebody called and said, hey, that guy's trespassing, I want to trespass,
So
I have
then-
to identify you and issue you a warning, and then
A
that's
picture
it,
is sufficient.
okay? What was that?
A picture is sufficient
Picture?
for a warning. You can take my picture and say
No,
you
that's
did.
not sufficient. We need a name and date of birth because we have to issue you a formal trespass warning.
So under threat of
Saying
arrest, if I
here's-
do not give you
it's
my
not a
name,
threat, okay?
so if I do not give you my name, will you?
Because now you're
Then you'll
obstructing.
arrest
If
me.
You're trespassing, and you don't give us your information. Now it's obstruction.
If I do not give you my name, you'll arrest me.
Listen.
Ron is cornered. Either surrender his ID or face arrest. This tactic raises serious Fourth and Fifth Amendment concerns. The Supreme Court in Heibel versus 6th Judicial District 2004 ruled ID can only be compelled if you're lawfully detained under state stop and identify statutes, and Montana does not require ID absent arrest.
We don't want to go down that road.
I know, but I'm just asking you.
I am being as reasonable with you as I can be, okay?
And I
can just
want to
simply-
comply.
Listen, okay? When
I
you
want
go
to
on
comply,
somebody's
but-
private property, okay? The city of Billings, right, requires we identify the person to issue them a warning, saying, "Hey, sir, you've been warned. Please do not trespass."
And the
on this
Supreme
property."
Court has ruled that a picture is sufficient.
Ron, I need you to hold on for a second. This
Yeah.
is my program organizer.
Okay,
Would you
perfect.
mind just talking
Yes.
to her for a second?
No problem.
I want legal representation.
Hello, this is Officer Diaz. Who am I speaking with? Good. I'm doing well. We're just out here because there was reports of some kind of hot prowling going on where, what's your name?
But they're false reports.
My name is.
Thank you.
We work
What's
for Ron. He works with me.
Ryan? So I guess Brian?
Ron.
Ron. I guess Ron was doing some political canvassing.
Yes, that's what we do.
And they were knocking on doors and so forth, which they're allowed to do, right?
No
However,
crime.
When you trespass on somebody's private property, it's trespassing. So most people aren't going to call in that you came to solicit and do all that stuff, right? At the end of the day, like I explained all that, that's all we're trying to do. And I'm just trying to...
I give up my rights. He just said I haven't committed any crime. I have no obligation to identify.
Look, real quick,
That's what he said.
it's Ron, right?
But if he's going to threaten me with arrest, then I will sue them for a violation.
So, really quickly, Ron, let me just clear this up really quickly, okay?
Somebody maintains the grass.
Billings City Code has a thing just called prowling.
That's fine. I just need to know if I do not give my name, will you arrest me?
If Ron is
Okay,
gonna
thank you.
cooperate,
No,
I don't know
okay.
what company you work for.
Am I free to go now?
Not want to continue
Not right now, right? Because Billings City
So
Code-
what reasonable articulable suspicion do you have that trespassing is when you enter and remain unlawfully? Nothing about me knocking on their door was unlawful.
I appreciate you explaining the trespass to me, okay? That's really helpful. Thank you. Okay?
Like I said, most
When I'm talking about the
people in
situation
reasonable
with Billings City Code,
don't care
okay?
that you
That
come
has
to
to do
their
with
door.
prowling. You kind of already explained it.
Didn't want to say anything.
Why you're here. You're politically.
And I have my boss. So there we go. Political political canvassing. This is my First Amendment right.
Okay.
I am exercising my First Amendment right.
So like as part of like that Billings City Code requiring
because of that,
we just need to identify.
Can you get me that Billings City Code?
Would you like me to show it to you?
Yeah.
I don't want a person identify him,
Here you go,
be
boss.
done with it, and send him on his way.
You can even read it if you would like.
Being difficult and not wanting to give his name. So that's kind of where we're at.
Oh, I'm a law-abiding individual practicing my First Amendment right, though.
Sorry.
Absolutely. Right,
So,
but part of the problem
absolutely,
is
absolutely.
People came and they described it, right? They described it as you were coming in and you were like making.
But that's why you
right?
do due diligence and you come and get the second side of the story and you find out that my boss is here and I'm exercising my First Amendment right.
We're just trying
So
to-
now, so what crime have I committed?
because I'm trying to complete and make sure, right? Like obviously, yeah.
What does my name have to do with any of that?
Verify it, right? For us to be able to
And that's what we want to leave it
verify
as, very simple.
and confirm,
Just be like, hey,
right?
man,
That you are here and what
cautious.
you're doing is
People don't want
politically.
I just told you, do you have any reason to believe that is not why I am here? Other than what those people, exactly. If you don't know, how are you going to convince a jury?
Because here's the thing, man, is we don't necessarily know for sure yet.
Ron, we are not trying to antagonize these guys. They're trying to do their jobs. Someone
I'll
call the
pass the
police.
phone
Like if
over
you were
to
to
Ron
call the
so you
police
can have
in
a
your
conversation.
area and tell them it's the same thing, they're going to come and check it out. That what they said to you is not
She's
okay,
gonna
but
talk to
trying
you
to
afterwards.
figure out the
She'll also talk to
situation. We've got to try to stay calm for them. They're trying to not arrest you. They're trying to
Literally,
just trying to
that's
get
all
to the
we're trying
bottom
to
of who we are so that they can just
I believe
let
in my
them
rights.
know.
That's why I'm out politically canvassing, exercising my First Amendment right. And I've just asked, am I going to be arrested if I do not give my name? He said no. What's your answer?
Okay, so
Since you know that I'm politically canvassing and
here's
not
the deal,
doing that code.
here's the deal, okay? Since you're being less than forthcoming and there's bigger problems that are plaguing our city in the interest of justice and the safety of the community, we're not going to waste our time with you anymore, okay?
I want to go home.
But
Thank
the
you.
reality is, okay,
Thank you.
had we had more time and all this stuff, we'd be having a different conversation.
Okay.
Fact of the matter is, if it's not your property, okay, it's private property. Understood? Where you're standing right now is private property. Just because you have public access to it doesn't allow you to set up a house, a tent, whatever, right? Now you're on a public sidewalk. That is what you're allowed to use, okay? For future reference, if somebody tells you to get off or you get in a verbal altercation, you are in the wrong because you're on their property, just walk away.
Oh, I
That's
always
simple,
left property.
okay?
I was on the sidewalk when they came
Understand
up to
that
me.
People have Montana's enhanced rights to privacy state, right? They have an enhanced right to privacy, meaning they do not expect you or want you on their property. If they have signs that say no trespassing, no soliciting, whatever, great. Some people don't. Some people can't afford it, right? The expectation is that's their private property, right? If it's not a public sidewalk, it's their problem. That's simple, okay? So if somebody just says, hey, I know you've been cooperative and not an issue, I'm sure you understand, you're more level-headed and understanding than he is, but fact of the matter is maybe you can articulate it to him in a better manner when he's a little more calm.
Yeah, I understand. I do
Go from
apologize
there.
about that, and
No, it's all right.
We like I said, we were unaware of that extended privacy policy here in Montana. So I do apologize about that. And we'll make sure that doesn't
no big
happen
deal.
in
Like
other
I
cities
said,
in
you know,
this
we
area.
were just trying to identify who it is in case there's a repeat offense or a repeat incident. We have the person identified. We can let them know he's not a murder suspect. He's not hot prowling. He's not a wanted person. We just try to reassure the public so that they are less likely to want to press charges against them. Right now, I don't know if they're gonna want to press charges, right? Because I'm gonna go back and be like, I don't know who he is. He said his name is Ron. Actually, he didn't even say that. His friend said that, right? That's the fact of the matter, right? And it is what it is. Their desire is suppressing charges. At some point, if we find them, we'll identify him and take him to jail. It is what it is, right? He opens himself up to that by not identifying himself in a very simple manner. That's it.
What's your name, officer?
Officer Diaz, badge 812.
And you?
Brian, sir, 814.
Thank you.
So maybe you can talk to him, have a conversation with him, figure out how to teach him to
That's what I heard
de-escalate
again.
and have
So sorry about
altercations
that,
with people.
and
So
thank you guys for your help.
yeah, of course.
We'll get
Take
out of
care.
your
Be
hair.
safe. Enjoy your canvassing of political stuff.
Thank you.
Two cities, two citizens, one truth. Knowing your rights is the difference between silence and resistance. Jason stood firm in Texas. Ron challenged the system in Montana. They didn't raise their voices, they raised the law. You don't need to be a lawyer to stand your ground, but you do need to understand the Constitution like your life depends on it, because sometimes it does. At ID Refusal Rights, we don't just watch injustice, we expose it, break it down, and turn it into power. If you've ever been asked for ID in a way that didn't feel right, tell your story in the comments. Subscribe so you're never caught off guard again. And remember, this is ID refusal rights, where your rights are your strongest weapon. Freedom in this country was never meant to be asked for, it was meant to be used.